Hey guys, so I'm trying to make a video on quant finance. Not a video, a series of videos. I'm going to use Python, C++, and Rust to do this, since that's the best combination when you're in such a role, both from the infrastructure and the research side. I'm going to start with the basic stuff, since not a lot of people. If you're on sell side, uh, this might not be the best video for you. I think it's for mostly buy side people. uh People who are trying to get in prop firms, or I mean it can work both ways. I've never worked sell side, but as much as I've heard is it's not similar to this kind of work. Anyway, that's getting off the point. So I'm gonna start with getting uh doing data cleaning and then inserting it into a database. I've chosen MongoDB, which I do not want to debate with anyone why. Seemed right at the time and still seems so. And I'm going to do this one in Rust, one in Python, one in C++. And I'm going to go step by step. So I want to take a long time, uploading the videos. This is probably going to be my first this month, and I'm, probably going to take a month for the next one because I have a lot of work. And yeah, whenever I get the time, just going to put videos up. And it's going to be around, eventually, we're going to get to models, backtesting, and everything, and also infrastructure code of grabbing data, putting market data, order data, everything. So yeah, it's at least a good start where you learn from the basics. At least where I think I would have wanted to learn. So yeah, let's get started. I think I thought of making these videos because not a lot of people have access to just kind of uh coding or anything on YouTube. I don't think a lot of people upload for this kind of stuff. So I was like, no, screw it, let's be the first one. And I'm trying to take data from Yahoo Finance, but it's just not working. So let me just see what can I do. Yeah, let's change the start date and end date. Almost. Maybe it's not trading date. Mhm. Oh, the range must be within the last 30 days. So yeah, today's okay. Let's do this. Uh, I think the Indian market is open. I'm just still think so. Not sure. So, yeah. Just set calendar. You know what? No, no, no. Let me just. Oh, wait. I'm pretty sure there was trading on my birthday. I had to go to office. Yeah, that's something I won't forget. Wait. Um, let's see. Yeah, finally, we have some data. So I'm going to put this into a data frame. Since I just printed it, let's go ahead and do. I'll have to put pandas to this. So you need to import packages. So I'm going to import pandas. And so think of using this part, as a keyword whenever you want to call aspects of the package. I don't think I need to call anything to use to CSV. Uh, so yeah, let's put Apple into CSV. And like this. Um, yeah, I need to put like this. Yep. Oh no, wait. This is the data frame, so you can't put like that. Sorry guys, but I don't know. It's I'm working on a Windows PC at work, and it just gets tiring switching keyboards. Anyway, so yeah, uh, Python.main. This is one way to run, Python programs. I don't know if you guys, there's usually a button here when I'm at work, so I don't know why it's not here. Oh yeah, here it is. You can press this, or run it from here, whatever suits you. So yeah, I'm gonna be working with the I'm gonna be working with the apple.csv file, and I'm gonna be calling that. You know what? Let's just take it. You have. You know what? I don't want this, so I'm just gonna remove this. Oh, you know what? I can keep it. Who cares? Yeah, I couldn't care less. So yeah. Let's go to the data loading part, and the main part of this is we want to put this onto a Rust database, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to import something. So like you have import in Python, you have use, and this is for file operations. So I'm going to call this. Uh, yeah, I would need this as well. Yeah, it's good to have this when yeah, I think this is for you know solving issues when you have a lot of bugs in your code, or you're expecting bugs. I think that's one thing about Rust. When you're expecting bugs, you gotta put that up there. Um, then I'm not sure if I'm gonna put this actually. Yeah, I'm just gonna put CSV because I'm gonna be opening a CSV, so I need a reader. You got similar modules in. I mean, for people who use Python and C++, it's gonna be kind of similar. Uh, Not exactly similar because uh, I remember in C++ you have reader builder for a particular JSON library, so it's going to sound pretty similar. Then you're going to want to install this also. So you can basically put things in datetime objects. So instead of handling it as a string, because when you put it in a database, you don't want to actually put it as a string because then when you're actually trying to convert it and see, in intersect the data, let's say I want to call like a specific date from the database, and I'm putting a string. It's not going to read the string. At least for MongoDB, I don't know for other databases if that's the case. So yeah, that's why I prefer something which is has a really good standard. So you can stick by it basically. You want to call the Serde module because this helps serialize and deserialize items. It's really good for that. I'm still figuring it out, but I think for this code, I've sort of figured it out. Uh, so yeah, you want to call all these um document and doc. I think no, not this. Uh, I'm not sure if you're going to use this. I'm just going to keep it around anyway. If it gives warnings, yeah, it probably will give a warning a few times. And yeah, this is what we need. So for people who've used MongoDB before, so this is going to sound familiar to you. Yeah. Now I want to create a struct basically for the data I have. So, but I want to put the sorting module so it can serialize them and deserialize them the way I need them to. So since I'm going to be putting a lot of datetime objects into this, uh, let's put debug. Yeah, I will need that. I'm going to be printing it, so debug will be needed. Yeah, if you're going to print it, I think debug will be needed. I'm not sure, but yeah, you can correct me if I'm wrong. Let's call this equity data. So, uh, yeah, I'm going to take a look at how yep. So it looks like this. Yeah. So this is going to be a date, I think. No, it's going to be a date time. Is it going to be a date time? That's weird. I've never seen a date time like that. Anyway, you know what? I'm just going to edit it all over. because I don't think it's going to read it that way. Yeah, I don't know why this came. Usually you have milliseconds and never mind. And I'm pretty uncomfortable seeing that. So yeah, let's see if I've done it throughout the data. It seems right. Mhm. This works. Okay, so let's put uh makes sense putting naive datetime out here since this is a datetime object. Then I'm gonna have open. So this is gonna be I'm gonna use F32 open I. So you have I32 for integers and F32 for obviously floats. So yeah, you got similar data types like most programming languages. Uh, then you have close, and I think we have volume. Uh, that's, how am I gonna put this? Oh, I don't like this. That's why I didn't want to put it. Yeah, screw it. Stock splits. Yep. So, unlike, I kind of feel like whoever made Rust sort of made it like Python and C++ because it's pretty similar. It's not pretty similar. It has differences, but the differences seem, very similar. So I'm just gonna copy the third module, put it here. Uh, and I'm gonna put, yeah, I need to make a CSV struct for my. So this is a struct, and the thing after this I'm gonna make is an implementation. And you know what? I'm gonna Google word, the keyword implementation for you guys. So I get it, and you guys get it too. Yeah. So just one second, guys. Yeah, I had to reply to a text. Anyway, I'm gonna make an implementation, and I'm gonna call it. Yeah, Yeah, I just want to get. I don't want to get this. Um. Yeah, I don't want to get this wrong. So I'm just gonna put this here. So basically, implementations are similar to classes. At least that's how I view it. Uh, you have a structure for you have a particular structure for an implementation is what I've seen most of the time. So I'm gonna, Google uh implementation in Rust. Is an item that associates items with an implementing type. This is why, I keep I keep thinking of it like a class because in Python, class is also a type. So, it starts getting really abstract once you start looking deeper into these things. So, yeah. So inherent, yeah, I'm not going to go into implementations, but yeah, you can just, go to the Rust reference and, obviously look this up. So whenever you want to make a new, I think, instance of an implementation, I think this is how it works. At least most of the videos I've seen around this work around this. So that's how I've learned it. I'm not very well versed with, programming language because I do not come from a programming language background. And Rust is a little confusing. If it was Python or C++, I would have been a bit better explaining. But yeah, let's just, stick with the cards we dealt. Anyway, so I'm going to basically pass a path here, which is going to be a string. And I'm going to create a new object in the class, in the implementation, which will be accessible throughout the implementation. So if you see self here, you're going to, think of Python again. See, that's, one of the reasons why. I think it's the same thing in Java. I'm not sure, but yeah, seems a bit similar, between languages. I'm not sure about JavaScript because I don't think I've done object-oriented programming in JavaScript. Anyway, so yeah. Uh, so whenever you use this, you're always going to, either return an item or return nothing. If you're going to return nothing, it's going to be this with an error message as well. If, it's like a, try catch block, but, it's basically at the start, in I think in Rust, I think this is the only place I've seen it where you have, so you have an arrow here, which sometimes you have in Python as well. It's not necessary to write in Python, but you can write it if you want to be type safe, not type safe, but yeah, give a type specific return that this is supposed to return something. If it doesn't, it'll return the error. That is why I think up here I've called the error module. And so if it's going to return nothing, it's going to be like empty. But since I want this to return something, and I wanted to return a vector of the Python people out there, uh, an array of equity data struct. So it's going to be like a dictionary of arrays. This is Python lingo. So sorry, an array of dictionaries. My bad. Anyway, so yeah, yeah, we're going to use file to perform file operations. A lot of this again similar to C++. I think when you handle file operations in C++, it's got something like this. Uh, where was it? Yeah, you use if stream and it's been a while. So yeah, out to create and write files information, but yeah, yeah. See, you can see this. It's pretty similar, And it's the same thing in Python also. Python and at least from what I've seen from these three languages, because I've mostly interacted. It could be like I'm just making a big deal out of nothing because I've not worked with those many languages. But yeah, the ones I've worked with is very similar. So, over time, people say you can basically pick up anything. I think, that's probably true because the rules of the game are pretty similar. So I'm going to make a mutable readout here of, now that we don't need this, I'm just going to close this. Going to make more space. I need to put some headers. So I'm going to put true out here. And it's going to pick up the first line as, the headers. And yep, it was, I think it's right. Oh no, this is, yeah, I think it's implicit. But someone basically describe the data type also. Not describe, sorry, create the array structure. Uh, and then since I've already created, yeah, since this is going to be reading the file, I'll be iterating over, yeah, RDR, and these are going to be records. So, yep. I think nicer if for Python people for intuiting, how this works. Uh, think of it like you're using no, I don't think that's the right way of thinking of it. Um, no, I was thinking of iteros, but no, I don't think iteros is the right way to look at this. So yeah, let's go, pass these record. I want to save it as just each result and record. So this is basically, giving an idea of, if the data is there or not. I'm just going to get a better explanation from here. I think I have Gemini. I'm not sure. Let's see. Yeah, um I usually use the I don't know, paid version for keeping my data, so I get Gemini as well with it. Um, let's ask. Yeah, it's an error handling. So yeah, return type is this, either the type of the data or throws an error. I think you have something like except also in Rust, which not a lot of people. I don't know. It's got a lot of features, which you can basically use, and I really like using such features. That's why I probably, been thinking of. So I'm gonna make a new structure for equity data, and I'm gonna put a reference of my record. So yeah, and then I'm gonna push this. I'm gonna type append. Uh, my Chelsea data. Yeah, I hope this takes a copy of it because I'm passing it as a reference. So I'm not sure if it's. Uh, yeah, I think it's passing. I think it takes ownership because the Rust has a lot of ownership rules, and I'm really not well versed with it. So luckily we have Gemini with us. So if I do run into an error, I'm just gonna ask it. And since I'm learning Rust, uh, yeah, I don't think, yeah, that just seems. You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and run it as well because I want to see if I said it. Just hold on, I need to check. Uh, text message. Yep. Sorry for that. Yeah, so I'm gonna be passing it same way, just like I used that. And since yeah, I'm not gonna be returning anything, that's gonna be empty. Mm, same thing. I need to put a path for my CSV reader. Let's copy the path from here. Oh, I missed an important thing. We can't run the program without adding everything that I've added to start, which I'll show you in a bit. Hold on. Yeah, so if I go ahead and run this, I'm going to obviously run into a lot of errors, and I'll tell you why. So this doesn't work the way Python does, where if I go to data loading module and say cargo parent, yeah, I'm going to get a lot of errors as to, you know, I haven't. So if I go to my cargo, this, no, this is not the file. Yeah, this is the file. My bad. So I've not loaded any of my packages here. So this basically reads whatever packages you need and then, puts it in. It's like a virtual environment sort of thing where you get all your packages in this place. I think in if you guys work with Maven for Java, I'm not sure if I'm wrong. You correct me if I'm wrong here, but I think you need to put in some of the packages into an XML file. From there, it gets loaded into your, for your interpreter, or for Python, your interpreter. You create a virtual environment, and your interpreter grabs those necessary packages and puts them in your environment. So yeah, I need to call all these packages instead of load in the start. So I'm gonna start with one sec. Yeah, let's start with yeah, but I'm gonna put different version of this because I need to use the synchronous features. So I'm gonna add this, and I'm pretty sure there's a command for this which I do not know. Because I've seen this before in a video, and there are commands, so adding it with your hand. But since I'm a little unsure on that, I'm not gonna make a mistake right now. Cargo, and we need CSV, so let's get adding that. Um, we need third module. Oh, sorry. Oh, okay. I'm not sure. Do I need anything else? Oh yeah, I need chrono. Yeah, but again, I need uh the version which has features where I can use sword. So I need to not the version which has features, right? I need to specify this. Am I missing anything? These are standard library. You don't need to call these like C++. Calling standard like makes no sense. Anyway, so yeah, I think if I run this now, I should be getting the output. Oh wait, I need to specify what this, return type for this. Now we shouldn't be getting any. Yep. I hope the mic's working really well because I really have a bad throat, and I just hope everything's perfect since I'm using my AirPods for this. Uh, yeah, it's oh no, there was an error. Document collection, unused imports. What's this? Function associated, not. Oh, that's weird. Oh, yeah, I got it. I forgot to make my implementation of equity data, how to handle it. Completely slipped my mind. Yeah, we need to make something to handle equity data as well. Completely slipped my mind. Sorry about that. So I need to pass each record. So basically, whenever you get something, and you're passing it into a struct, at least in my structure of this code, you need to basically serialize and pass things from a string type to a naive datetime type or to a it's like typecasting, but in Rust it's a bit weird. So I don't know if you guys have done C++ in typecasting, you got to basically change the type of your data in simple terms. Uh, so you got to do the same thing here. So I'm going to make something called serial rec pass this. Um, yeah, I'm going to pass each thing like a string record. Yeah. And yeah, I'm just going to pass one string record. Um, so this is going to be like a row of your data. So as your data goes through that, it's going to like slice it up. So in Python, obviously it's pretty much automatic, but here you got to slice it up differently. And when you put something in, you know, you see the CSV file, you get like a dictionary or a hash map of your record. Uh, it's not technically a hash map. You could say it's an array of a record because you're going to refer to it as with indexes. So you can, it's very different how you handle data types here. Doesn't work the same way as you would work with a data frame. So with a data frame, I'll be showing you that in the next video, how it would work. It's pretty much simpler, but the good thing about using Rust is much faster. And over time, obviously, you got to just improve your skills. So if you can't do this, if somebody's just going to get better than you, you just got to think of that. And that's what I'm thinking. If somebody gets better than me, I definitely don't want that. So I'm going to pass from string since it's going to be a string. I'm going to pass it from string record. I'm going to pass a reference of the record. Hmm. And this is going to be the zero place. Since I need to specify the format, it's the same thing in in Python if you worked with datetime objects and you pass it as a string. So you got to pass it as a uh, you got to give the format, otherwise it's not going to read it. And I think this is the format. Um, yeah. the um yeah. So for this it's gonna be a bit different since we're gonna pass uh this as we're gonna typecast it in a different way. I don't know why I'm using I should be using the C++ and Python lingo here. But this is, I think this is a better approach to like teach people to get things before, diving really deep into it so that, they get it slowly and slowly. Because that's the best way I've learned, at least. That's what I've seen. I'm just going to put this in. Yeah. Yep. So let's put this data. I think there's more data. Yep. No, I hate this. Whenever you have to go after close, it's just annoying. How you gonna do these things, I guess. So the reason I'm actually starting from this point is because, see, if you work in a big hedge fund or big prof firm, you usually have a bunch of teams doing this for you. But if you're not, and you start from the, smaller places, which I think you should, because you learn the whole process, you learn the whole pipeline. And it's much harder for people to replace you in the future, if you ask me. But yeah, the main thing is I just want to start with, all aspects of this thing. Not that I know all aspects of it or I'm claiming to know. I'm just, whatever I've learned, I'm just trying to, pass it on like any person would. And since I didn't have this for me, oh no. Okay, yeah. No, I specified in a state. Yeah. So yeah, I'm sorry if you hear any cat noises. I do have a cat, so ignore that. Uh, Depends and yeah, stock splits. But yep, I think most of that part is done. Yeah, that's it. That's it from there. I think this should work now. Oh no, no. This is not this. So I mistook this. I'm kind of curious if this had worked. I think it would have worked if you had a string. If I passed it into this, but as a string, it might have worked. Anyway, this was more fun. Let's see. I think it should work now. Mm, yeah, let's see. I don't see an error. Hmm. Date. Okay. Why is date causing an issue? Oh yeah, the format is wrong. It's just yeah, probably that's right. Oh, have I not imported it? Daytime. Is the import wrong? Oh, yeah, you gotta think this is issue. You gotta put this as well. Mm, oh, how? I thought I used this. I did use this. Oh, yeah. I haven't added it. Yes, this is why I hate, working with Rust, but it's worth it. No doc in the root. You know what? I'm just gonna hash this out now. I don't think I need it. At least not now. Yeah. You can ignore the, you know, yeah, I don't think I need these. Let's clear this up again. Yeah, I can ignore those for now. Yeah, so it's pretty amazing how fast this works. Yeah, it's okay. So this is a small slice of the data. That's why it showed it very fast. Anyway, so now if I want to clear this up, now I think let's move on to the next part where I put it into a database. So let's just write the database code for this. So I'm going to create a MongoDB implementation of this where I create a struct. So I kind of have not figured out one part of this, which I'm going to explain to you when I do the Python code. It's not going to make sense right now. Um, so yeah, I'm going to keep that to myself and explain, the other aspect of it because Python has a feature which makes things much better. I think uh, Rust and C++ could work really good with infrastructure coding, but when it comes to research, scientific computing, I think Python is still the lead out there. I mean, everything has its own use case. Yeah, I have an idea. Yeah, what's the thing called? Where you have an issue with, how things are placed. So I think if you guys are not familiar, get familiar with this. You got to have a database name, a URI connection, uh, and collection name. That's sort of the structure of, how MongoDB database works, which I'm not going to explain because, you know, I'll dive too deep and then, I'll get lost myself. Yeah, since I'm, creating So this you can think of a function new as like the initialization of a function or class. At least that's what helps me, work on this. So this is a synchronous form of MongoDB. You have the asynchronous form, but I'm just going to work on this right now. I think the asynchronous form has much more features which you can, leverage for your. Maybe that's the reason why I can't get all the features out of this, but I'm just going to ignore that. Don't bother myself right now. So yeah, you got to put this way, and then you got to name your collection by giving your database. Sorry. And yeah, you got to return this so that it can be used throughout the class. And then I'm going to create another function for inserting the record. Uh, Normally, I'd search for the record, but since I deleted the database which I only had to make the video, I'm gonna, hmm, so you got. I think I did I call this? Oh no, I'm not sure. We can just give it a shot. So MongoDB has their own this try catch kind of method to get the result, the type, and the error. Uh, since I'm going to be inserting a record and returning nothing, I'm going to be insert one result. Yeah, I'm going to be basically just passing it as. I'm going to actually use insert many since I'm going to be using a vector. I'm going to be inserting many documents, and this is the most effective way of inserting a vector of structs. Honestly, vector of structs is something I really like because it reminds me a lot of dictionaries. I don't know if that's the right analogy of looking at things. Anyway, so yeah, let's call this. Let's call this. Uh, let's call it Mongo. Yeah, let's call it Mongo. So here we're initializing a new instance of this. We need to pass a database name. Let's pass something like market data, and let's pass Y finance. Yeah, as a collection name. And since I'm going to be using insert record, which is uh, within the implementation of MongoDB client, I'm going to be putting, say, Apple. Wait, do I need to use string? Yeah, I think I need to be using it here. I'm not sure. Um, Yeah, I think if I don't think I should. There are some edits. Oh, expected identifier. Oh, my bad. Yeah. Oh yeah, I need to add the of uh type of record I'm inserting into. Yeah, yeah. I think I need to put this. If I'm not wrong. Or I need to put. Yep. Yeah, I need to be type specific. This it's got a very weird way of being type specific. Uh, insert record. Okay, I don't need to put this. Yeah, yeah, this was a bit too much. Oh yeah, you don't need to put it here. Not inside functions, I think. Not while initializing functions, sorry. Same thing with C++. Insert record, MongoDB, insert record. Oh yeah, what's this for? Okay. Oh, right. Yeah, got it. Yeah, this should. I think this should work. Or I need to stop coding completely. Yeah, I need to stop coding completely. Okay. Um. Right. I'm gonna be putting this. Yeah. Insert menu. Oh, yeah. I don't pass it as a. Sorry about that. Yeah, I don't pass it as a vector. I think it's because it creates an iterator with the vector and then automatically something which you're not seeing a background process is where it takes it and then passes each record at a time. So it shows many, yeah. See, cargo. What's this? No, I'm just gonna ignore this. Usually, if you're not gonna use, you know what? I'll just show it to you guys. So you can just see the error disappear. Actually, you know what? You can just make this, and it'll probably disappear. You know. Mm, Yeah, same thing here. If you're not going to use it, actually, I was using it in my previous code, and I'm used to using it in my code always. So I always put that. Yeah, and now it should run without warnings. So now, if you have a database, so if you have Mongo Compass, you can just go and check, and yeah, see market data is created. You have 390 documents with this in this format. So yeah, it's gone into the database in this format. If I'm not wrong, it's actually gone as a string. So this is what I don't like about using Rust for inserting data. I think it's I could be wrong the way I'm implementing it since I'm new, but when I'm doing it in Python and C++, I'll probably change this. Python for sure. C++, I'm not sure, but I can, but definitely I think the benchmarks itself, if you're just looking at the string part, I think the benchmarks of Rust outperform Python by insanely. So if you're going to be looking at this real time, I think this would not really matter about how it's going to pull from the database. You can make different codes, one where uh, you insert data into a database using Python and then you run your backtesting using Rust. So it really doesn't matter how you work around things. It just matters how efficiently you can get the job done. So this is one aspect of it. And I think next time I'm going to make something in Python for you guys. Yeah, Python sounds right. Python and then C++. Anyway, thanks for watching. So yeah, this is my implementation of putting data into a database. And then what I'm going to do is next, I'm actually going to actually first let me, do this in Python and then C++, and then, from there we can see what we want to do next. Anyway, thanks guys.